Hello everyone, welcome to the Smartpoint learning series by Travelport CNWA. So in this video, we will learn about encoding and decoding procedure in Smartpoint. Now, first of all, what is encoding and decoding? Let's say you have a name of an airline and you want to know its code. So the process of converting this name into a code is called encoding. The same way, you have a code of an airline and you want to know its name. So the process of converting this code into a name is called decoding. Now, you'll have to remember that while performing encode or decode in Smartpoint, we will represent encode by E and decode by D. Let me write it here for you. So here we are representing encode by E and decode by D. Now the question is, what things you can encode or decode in Smartpoint? So you may encode or decode a city, which is represented by C, an airline, which is represented by A country or land, which is represented by L, and finally an equipment, which is represented by E. Now, the syntax of encode or decode starts with a dot. Okay, then what you want to encode or decode? Let's say I want to encode a city's name. Okay, so city is represented by C. Now, what I would like to perform? Encode or decode? I would like to perform an encode. Okay, so encoding is a process of converting a name into a code. So after this, I'll write a name of a city. Let's say Abidjan. Okay, so we have just copied and pasted this command into our terminal window, and I'll just type enter. So as you can see, we have encoded the city name Abidjan and we have got the 3-letter code of it, which is ABJ. Now the same way, if you have the code, okay, the code is Abidjan. If you have the code of the city and you want to decode, so what you'll do, .c, then D, which represents decode, and you'll write the code of the city, then enter. So system has given you the name, and here you may see the country name as well, which is Cote d'Ivoire. Now the same thing you can do for an airline as well. For example, .a D. Okay, ET, I want to decode ET to know it belongs to which airline. Okay, so this code belongs to Ethiopian Airlines. The same way, if you want to encode an airline's name, .ae, okay, then Emirates. So here system has given you the code for Emirates, which is EK. Now there is a difference between these this two-letter alphanumeric code and this 3-digit code. Okay, this EK, if you decode this EK, you'll get the name. But if you'd like to decode this 176, so for this particular 3-digit code, you'll have to add something extra for decoding, which is .ad and a star. After this star, you write the airline code, this 3-digit code, and enter. So here you can see this code belongs to Emirates. Let's try it for some another airline, .ad. Now if I have a 3-digit code, a star, and then the code, let's say 483, this code belongs to Encode. So without this star, you can encode or decode usually an airline's name or code, but if you have this 3-digit code, so it is mandatory to use a star before writing this 3-digit code. Okay, now the same way you can encode or decode a country, L D, and I'll write here SN. So this code SN is for Senegal. The same way you can encode a country's name and you'll get the code IN. Now finally, we will encode or decode an airline equipment. Now to encode or decode an airline equipment, we will type dot, then E, which represents an airline equipment, then another E for encode, and then we'll write the name. So here you may see the list of all codes which belongs to Boeing aircraft. Okay, like this 703, it belongs to Boeing 707 passenger plane. Okay, this Boeing 707, it belongs to Boeing 707 passenger jet. Okay, if you want to decode this code, okay, you'll write dot, E for equipment, D for decode, and then you'll write the code. So this particular code belongs to Boeing 707/720B passenger all series. Okay, the same way we'll perform encoding for Airbus. Okay, and if you have a code of Airbus and you want to perform decode, then dot ed and the code. Okay, so basically this is how you perform encode and decode in Smartpoint. I hope this video was helpful enough to make you understand this topic. Thank you so much for watching and keep practicing what you have learned in the video.